Hello everyone, it's us, the dedicated team here at TV Days Drama Digest channel, your ultimate source for all the heart-pounding, tear-jerking, and jaw-dropping moments from the world of daytime soaps. We're thrilled to dive deep into the whirlwind of emotions and shocking revelations that unfolded on Days of Our Lives today, October 2nd, 2025. If you've been caught up in the chaos of real life and missed today's episode, fear not, we've got you covered with this in-depth recap. But remember, nothing beats watching the full drama unfold on screen, so be sure to catch our summary video for all the visual intensity. Buckle up, soap fans, because today's episode was a roller coaster of betrayal, heartbreak, and unexpected twists that left us all gasping for air. We'll break it down scene by scene, expanding on every dramatic beat to give you the full immersive experience, as if you were right there in Salem witnessing the turmoil firsthand. Let's start with the ongoing saga of Chanel Dupree, whose world has been shattered into a million pieces ever since her dreams of motherhood came crashing down. Poor Chanel is still reeling from the devastating blow of their failed adoption attempt for little Tesoro, the adorable baby boy who seemed like the perfect addition to her and Johnny DiMera's family. The grief is palpable. You can see it in her eyes, the way her shoulders slump under the weight of disappointment, and how her once vibrant spirit now flickers like a candle in the wind. She's not just mourning the loss of a child she never truly had, she's wrestling with a profound sense of emptiness, questioning her future as a mother and the stability of her marriage. In today's episode, Chanel's pain manifests in raw, unfiltered outbursts that tug at the heartstrings, reminding us all of the fragility of hopes built on fragile foundations. And who does Chanel point the finger of blame at? None other than her husband, Johnny DiMera, the man she once trusted implicitly, but now views through a lens of suspicion and resentment. The catalyst for this marital meltdown? A scathing complaint from the firefighter's baby's birth mother, who didn't mince words in her letter to the social worker. She branded Johnny and Chanel as unfit and unworthy parents, a label that stings like salt in an open wound. But the real bombshell in that letter? Accusations of Johnny engaging in an inappropriate relationship with a student from his film class. Imagine the shock rippling through Chanel's body as she read those words, her face paling, her hands trembling, the room spinning as betrayal seemed to seep into every corner of her life. Johnny, ever the charismatic filmmaker with a penchant for drama both on and off the set, vehemently denies the allegations. "It's a lie, Chanel. I would never do that to us," he pleads in a scene charged with desperation, his voice cracking under the strain of proving his fidelity. Despite Johnny's impassioned denials, Chanel's trust is hanging by a thread. She lashes out, her words sharp as daggers. "How can I believe you when everything points to you destroying our future?" The tension between them is electric, building like a storm cloud ready to unleash a torrent of thunder and lightning. Johnny, refusing to let their marriage crumble without a fight, begs her to have faith in him. He swears on everything sacred that he's been framed, a victim of some malicious plot designed to tear them apart. His determination shines through in his steely gaze and clenched fists. He's not just talking, he's plotting his next move to uncover the truth and reclaim his innocence. This isn't just a marital spat, it's a battle for the soul of their relationship, with the stakes higher than ever. Will Chanel's heart soften, or will the seeds of doubt grow into an unbreakable wall? As the episode delves deeper, Johnny's quest for vindication leads him straight to Holly Jonas, the young woman at the center of this scandalous storm. In a confrontation that's equal parts intense and revealing, Johnny corners Holly about the infamous photo that's been circulating, the one that allegedly proves his inappropriate involvement. Picture the scene: Johnny, his face flushed with frustration, thrusting his phone forward with the incriminating image on display. "Did you send this? What were you thinking?" he demands, his voice a mix of anger and bewilderment. But Holly, still recovering from her own near-death ordeal, stares back in genuine confusion. "What photo?" "Johnny, I have no idea what you're talking about," she exclaims, her eyes wide with innocence. The timing couldn't be more perfect or suspicious. At the exact moment that photo was sent, Holly was being dramatically rescued from her smoke-filled dorm room, sirens blaring as paramedics rushed her to the hospital on a stretcher. The flames licking at the walls, the choking smoke filling her lungs, it's a miracle she survived. And now this? The revelation hits Johnny like a freight train, shifting his suspicion elsewhere and fueling his fire to expose the real culprit. Enter Sophia Choi, the scheming architect behind this web of deceit, whose carefully laid plans are starting to unravel at the seams. As the pieces fall into place, Sophia's anxiety skyrockets. You can practically feel her pulse racing, her mind whirring with panic as she realizes the noose is tightening. The timing of the photo's dispatch aligns perfectly with Holly's emergency, making it crystal clear that Sophia was the one pulling the strings from the shadows. But why? Jealousy? Revenge? A desperate bid to manipulate the narrative in her favor? Whatever her motives, Sophia's worry manifests in furtive glances and hasty decisions, her composure cracking under the pressure. The episode teases even more obstacles piling up. Whispers of potential witnesses, digital trails that could lead straight back to her, and the ever-looming threat of exposure. In a moment of sheer dread, Sophia mutters to herself, "This can't be happening. I have to fix this before it's too late." Her panic isn't just internal, it's driving her to bolder, riskier actions, setting the stage for a cascade of lies and cover-ups that could either save her skin or doom her entirely. And speaking of lies, Sophia's web extends to Tate Black, the unsuspecting pawn in her game. While the chaos swirls around her, Sophia doubles down on her deception, taking audacious steps to bury the truth deeper. She spins tales with the finesse of a master manipulator, feeding Tate half-truths and outright fabrications to keep him in the dark. "Tate, you have to trust me. It's all a misunderstanding," she coos in a scene dripping with false sincerity, her eyes pleading for his unwavering loyalty. Tate, torn between his affections and the nagging doubts creeping in, becomes a tragic figure in this drama, his heartstrings pulled in every direction. Will he see through her facade, or will Sophia's bold maneuvers buy her the time she needs to escape unscathed? The suspense is agonizing, leaving viewers on the edge of their seats, wondering how far she'll go to protect her secrets. Shifting gears to another branch of this tangled family tree, we turn to Brady Black, whose world is flipped upside down by a single piece of paper, the DNA test results delivered by the ever-reliable Dr. Kayla Johnson. Brady's confusion is etched across his face as he stares at the document, his brow furrowed in disbelief. "This can't be right." "Kayla, are you sure?" he stammers, his voice laced with a mix of hope and despair. Kayla, with her calm professionalism, confirms the unthinkable. Tesoro is not Tate's child. The news hits Brady like a sledgehammer, shattering the certainty he had built around solving the mystery of Tate and Sophia's supposed offspring. He had been so convinced, piecing together clues like a detective in a noir thriller, only to find himself back at square one, lost in a labyrinth of unanswered questions. The episode masterfully builds the drama around this revelation, exploring Brady's internal turmoil in excruciating detail. Flashbacks remind us of his journey, the late-night ponderings, the heartfelt conversations, the unwavering belief that he had cracked the code. Now, with the DNA mismatch staring him in the face, Brady grapples with the implications. What does this mean for his family? For Tate's future? The possibilities narrow to two chilling scenarios, each more dramatic than the last. First, the DNA could have been tampered with, a sinister switch orchestrated by unseen forces to protect hidden truths. Or, and this seems the more plausible twist given the show's penchant for paternity shocks, Tate might never have been the father at all. Enter Aaron, the shadowy figure lurking in the background, potentially revealed as Tesoro's true biological dad. Imagine the ripple effects, families torn asunder, loyalties tested, and long-buried secrets clawing their way to the surface. Brady's confusion evolves into a steely resolve. He's not one to back down, and this setback only fuels his determination to unearth the full story, no matter the cost. Amidst this paternity puzzle, Tate himself opens up to Brady in a poignant father-son moment that's sure to resonate with viewers. Tate, his youthful face marred by worry lines, confides in his dad about the rocky road with Holly. "Dad, I've tried everything to make things right, but she keeps pushing me away," he admits, his voice trembling with frustration and heartache. The push-pull of young love is captured beautifully here, with Tate's best efforts, romantic gestures, heartfelt apologies, falling flat against Holly's walls. It's a classic soap trope elevated by the raw emotion on display, reminding us of the vulnerabilities of first love in a town like Salem, where drama lurks around every corner. Meanwhile, at the hospital, Holly receives a visitor who embodies both comfort and confrontation, her grandmother, Maggie Horton Kyriakis. Maggie bursts into the room with the energy of a protective lioness, enveloping Holly in a warm, tearful hug that speaks volumes of unconditional love. "Oh, my sweet girl, thank God you're okay," Maggie exclaims, her voice choked with relief as she holds Holly close, the scent of hospital antiseptic mingling with the familiar warmth of family. But the tenderness quickly gives way to stern grandmotherly wisdom. Maggie isn't one to sugarcoat. She scolds Holly for her reckless behavior, her eyes flashing with disappointment. "Passing out drunk like that? You couldn't even wake up to escape the fire. What were you thinking, Holly?" The lecture is delivered with a mix of love and exasperation, highlighting the dangers of youthful indiscretions in a world where one bad decision can lead to catastrophe. Of course, the irony hangs heavy in the air. Viewers know the truth that Maggie doesn't. It wasn't just alcohol that felled Holly, but a devious scheme hatched by Sophia, who drugged her drink to orchestrate this nightmare. Sophia's machinations add a layer of delicious villainy to the scene, making Maggie's ignorance all the more poignant. Yet, in her blissfully unaware state, Maggie expresses profound gratitude for Brady's heroism. "I'm so glad Brady was there to save you, darling. He played the hero when you needed it most," she says, her words underscoring the interconnected web of relationships in Salem. Brady's timely intervention, bursting through the flames, scooping Holly up in his arms, and carrying her to safety, becomes a beacon of hope amid the darkness, a reminder that even in the midst of betrayal and confusion, acts of courage can shine through. As the episode draws to a close, we're left pondering the myriad threads left dangling. Will Johnny unmask Sophia's treachery and salvage his marriage? Can Brady navigate the paternity maze to find peace? How will Tate's confessions and Holly's scolding reshape their young lives? And what bold, desperate moves will Sophia make next in her bid to stay one step ahead? Today's Days of Our Lives was a masterclass in dramatic storytelling, blending heartache, suspense, and the unbreakable bonds of family into an unforgettable tapestry. But wait, there's more to unpack. Let's dive even deeper into the emotional undercurrents and potential future ramifications, because this episode isn't just about today's shocks, it's setting the stage for explosive developments ahead. Take Chanel's grief, for instance. It's not merely surface-level sadness, it's rooted in her past traumas, from her complicated family history to previous heartbreaks that have left scars on her soul. Expanding on this, we can envision Chanel retreating to quiet corners of the DiMera mansion, staring at empty cribs that were meant for Tesoro, her mind replaying what-ifs in an endless loop. The adoption rejection letter becomes a symbol of shattered dreams, its words echoing in her nightmares. Johnny's pleas fall on ears deafened by doubt, but perhaps a glimmer of hope emerges when he vows to hire a private investigator, adding another layer of intrigue to their storyline. Sophia's panic, too, deserves expansion. As she paces her room, sweat beading on her forehead, she contemplates her next lie to Tate. Maybe she fabricates a story about a hacked phone or a jealous rival, her words tumbling out in a frantic rush. Tate, Ever the romantic idealist, wavers between belief and suspicion, his internal conflict mirrored in subtle facial expressions that the actors nail perfectly. This dynamic explores themes of trust and manipulation, drawing parallels to classic soap betrayals that have kept fans hooked for decades. Brady's DNA dilemma opens the floodgates for speculation. If Aaron is indeed the father, what does that mean for Sophia's credibility? A switched DNA test could implicate hospital insiders or even family members, turning allies into suspects. Brady's confusion morphs into a quest for justice, perhaps leading him to confront Sophia directly in a future episode, sparks flying as accusations fly. Tate's confiding scene with Brady is a tender interlude amid the storm, highlighting generational wisdom. Brady, drawing from his own turbulent past, offers advice laced with empathy. Son, love isn't always easy, but fighting for it shows your strength. This moment strengthens their bond, providing a counterpoint to the surrounding chaos. Holly's hospital visit from Maggie is equally rich. Maggie's hug lingers, a physical manifestation of familial love, while her scolding delves into life lessons about responsibility. Unbeknownst to her, Sophia's drugging adds irony, foreshadowing a potential confrontation when the truth emerges. Brady's heroism is celebrated, but it also raises questions. Was he in the right place at the right time by coincidence, or is there more to his involvement? Extending beyond the immediate plots, today's episode touches on broader themes: the fragility of relationships, the consequences of secrets, and the redemptive power of truth. In Salem, where everyone is connected by blood, marriage, or scandal, one revelation can topple empires. As we reflect on October 2's events, it's clear the writers are ramping up the drama, promising more twists that will keep us glued to our screens. That's our exhaustive dive into today's Days of Our Lives, a saga of love, lies, and lingering mysteries. If this recap has you itching for more, head over to our channel for the full video summary, complete with clips and expert analysis. We hope you enjoyed it and look forward to sharing more with you in the future. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe TV Days Drama Digest for more updates on Days of Our Lives.